decline itself is not really a serious crisis, but as the financial community wakes up that the growth is no longer possible, and this decline has not only started, but it's going on. It's not just a little downturn, it's a beginning of a new age, that this could cause quite a shock. I mean, it could cause resource wars for people to try and get access to what is left. It could, I think personally, it probably heralds the second Great Depression, that somehow they've got to wipe out just mountains of capital.
My whole thesis is that until you change the way money works, you change nothing. Period. Our economic paradigm is based upon infinite growth. Or if you're looking on the graph this way, infinite growth. For the past 50 years, there's been a 96% correlation between economic growth, GDP growth, whatever you want to call it, and greenhouse gas emission. You cannot have economic growth without burning more energy. It's simple if you think about it. If Joe Blow wants to open a pizza parlor or a nail salon or whatever, you got to build. So you got to have the trucks drive in, you got to hook up the power, people got to drive their cars, you got to burn electricity. You got to burn energy to get there and use it. Economic growth not possible without energy. So now the need for infinite economic growth set by the economic paradigm is colliding with finite energy. Something's got to give. I didn't come up with this great notion. Matthew Simmons, the world's largest energy investment banker. Clients include the World Bank, Carnegie, Halliburton. The world economy, the world economic paradigm is based upon fiat currency, basically the United States dollar, but most other currencies are fiat currency. Fractional reserve banking, where a bank can lend between $9 and $15 depending upon their reserve requirements, based upon how many dollars they have on deposit. And debt-based growth. You borrow money to grow. That economic paradigm requires infinite growth. Every year, the companies that trade their stock on Wall Street have to report growth or their stocks collapse and the CEOs get fired. $2 billion a day in foreign investment to keep this economy from imploding right now. The Fed and the Treasury are doing nothing to discourage consumer debt. The U.S. government, Treasury, Federal Reserve doing nothing to stop any of these trends. They're betting on China, and most equity has already moved in. And the first thing everybody says is, why would George Bush and Dick Cheney want to wreck the U.S. economy? Let me ask a rhetorical question. How many people believe that the Great Depression really hurt the Rockefellers? How many people believe that the Great Depression really took wealth away from the richest 1%? The Morgans, the DuPonts. It's exactly right, because the Great Depression was a wealth transfer. It was not a depression, it was a transfer.